Welcome to Becoming Saiyans.
A Dragon Ball rewatch podcast.
And we're back. I'm Truman.
And I'm Jesse.
And this is Becoming Saiyans, a Dragon Ball rewatch podcast. On today's episode, we watched episodes 90 and 91, titled The Dodon Wave and Counting Controversy. In the first episode, it was aired in Japan on December 2nd, 1987 and December 13th, 2002, whereas the next episode was aired December 9th, 1987 and December 16th, 2002. So we took about a 3-day hiatus there.
Yeah.
Jumping into the differences from the manga, the scenes of the non-combatants trying to eat while finding the burned person is filler. The fighter appears again only to collapse in the stands. That's also exclusive to the anime. I don't really like how this fandom page jumps back, the wiki fandom or whatever, jumps back and forth between calling something filler versus exclusive to the anime. That's just something I gotta bring up here because they'll say it's exclusive to the anime, and then another episode it's like, no, it's complete filler, and it's like, it's the same thing. I don't understand. The next one is Yamcha talking with Puar is filler. Bulma launched Puar weren't present for the match in the manga because they were with Yamcha. So everything with the pom-poms and Shin telling Krillin to forfeit, or ordering them to tell Krillin to forfeit, all added.
Yeah.
When confronting Goku on his relationship with Tao in the manga, Tien doesn't ask when their encounter occurred. Just a small change there. Chaitzu fires at Krillin way more in the manga, or way more than in the manga, and almost gets him wrung out. And, the frustration, all that stuff with Shin doesn't occur. Krillin moving left and right so quickly that Chaitzu can't keep track is all added in. A character resembling Konkichi can be seen in the background while they're eating, that's a part of the trivia, which I think is kind of cool, Or his brother, Konkichi, came to watch him fight. Yep. It's kind of a fun little headcanon. It's like, after all that, I'm going to become a teacher. 3 days later, I'm back on my craft. I'm heading over there to see what's going on. Jumping down to differences from the manga and counting controversy. We have, in the manga, the tournaments, events, and happenings, all that, So, Bulma launched Puar aren't there because they're in the hospital. The group goes to tell, Yamcha about, Krillin's victory. All that stuff was added because, all that. The hotel, Shin seen giving Chaitzu mouth lessons. And then Shin later goes out that night to try to assassinate Goku. All of this is all basically the second half of the episode is all added because none of it couldn't happen because there wasn't a night. Basically, is what they're saying there. Krillin jumps up in front of Chaitzu in the main manga to fire his Kamehameha, where in the show he gets behind him. In the manga, Krillin's Kamehameha knocks off Chaitzu's hat. In the anime, the hat stays on until he removes it to do the drill attack. The drill attack never appears in the manga. Shin's flashback to his time training Tao, all added. Chaitzu's paralysis lasts longer in the anime. Yamcha's nightmare about Krillin dying was all added. Jumping down to trivia, Shin's flashback to his time with Tao is silent in the Japanese version, with no mention to how their relationship ended. And then talking about how there was an embitterment towards each other before they went their own way. This marks an inconsistency with how the relationship is depicted in the blank blank blank, where Shin encourages blank 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 to blank blank. By contrast, in the Blue Water Jump, Shin fondly blank 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 blank. All this is added in to tell you stuff that happens later on. Yamcha's nightmare about Krillin dying comes to blah 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 blah. As I was reading, I was like, wait a minute. Krillin asks Chaitzu various mouth problems. The latter's vest is colored black instead of the usual green, but changes back when Krillin knocks him out of balance, basically. Yeah. So it's just like one of those color inconsistency things. So with that, Jesse, we don't have any more here. So previously on Dragon Ball, we get ourselves a 2-part fight episode where Krillin takes on the mysterious Chaitzu. Krillin seems to have the upper hand in fighting prowess, but that doesn't matter when you're able to use mind and telepathy, Yeah. And so Krillin is put way behind the 8 ball because Chaitzu, first of all, is flying up in the air. Krillin can't hit him up there. And secondly, Chiatsu's raining down hellfire called the Dodon Wave.
He says ray at one point, and then he says wave when he charges it up.
We don't really know what the difference is, but anyways, that happens throughout the episode. And fun part is we also find out that Shin is Mercenary Tao's older brother, and now Shin wants his people to kill Goku and all of the other Turtle Hermit students as an act of vengeance against Goku, and eventually tries to take it into his own hands before Tien drops in and says, "Hey, we are not going to do that. Let me kill him in the finals." And Goku's like, I'm going to meet you in the finals. I'm going to beat you for Yamcha. And he's like, I don't care what it takes to get you to the finals. We're fighting in the finals, and I'm going to kill you. And that's what you missed on Dragon Ball. Also, by the way, Krillin wins the fight using math. Jesse, go for it.
Really enjoyable two episode fight. I said two episode fight. It's kind of exactly what you expect from a 2-episode fight, where it's like there's so many twists and turns of like who's gonna win. Oh, this person's gonna win. Oh, they're gonna win, and it just keeps bouncing back and forth. Really entertaining. Really good episodes again. So it's a tournament arc that's well done. Again, they're good episodes. And
that's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT. Krillin, my boy, King Krillin, coming off the top rope. He doesn't care about Chiatzu and his drill attack. He doesn't care about the Dodon Ray or the Dodon Waves. All he cares about is simple arithmetic. And you know what? That gets him a spot in the semis with a chance at the finals. After Pompup beats Goku in the next round, that's my prediction. And then Krillin is able to win that, move on to the finals, and take out Tien, putting one on for old Yamcha. And that's my prediction. Obviously, I love these episodes. My boy Krillin gets to show off. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Krillin fan club.
I have to admit, I legitimately didn't think he was going to win. I just felt like they were setting up too much, like the Chiatsu's power and how much he antagonizes Krillin.
Yeah.
And I was
and
like,
Krillin gets one back
on.
on him. Krillin gets one back. You're too dumb to win this fight. You don't even know what 9 minus 1 is.
You don't. He does not know that.
You don't even know what 4 plus 3 is without using your fingers. I bet you would say 9 plus 10 is 21, huh? Wouldn't you? Man, Krillin, chef's kiss. Man, these were some good episodes for me. I'm just going to be here gloating about Krillin the whole time.
Yeah.
And Krillin, mastermind. One of the greatest intellects on this in this show so far. The way he's like, his think about back to Fortune Teller Baba. He's able to like outsmart all of like most of those fights. At least the first 3. He's able to figure out a way to outsmart
the ones that like are just straight gimmicky fights.
Yeah, he's able to outsmart them.
The ones who are like based on actually being good, fast, and strong. Obviously, you got to beat them in like ability. But the ones where it's just like you just got to beat the gimmick.
Yeah,
he figured out the gimmick quite quickly.
He's smart. We've seen him use his intellect multiple times before. He also kind of helped Goku in the first tournament saga a bit with his thinking out and strategizing in certain fights.
Yeah,
like Krillin he's so fun to watch and he's so good.
He's nothing but he's you can't say he's not clever.
Yeah. And maybe he's not as strong as Goku, but he's certainly smarter than Goku. And maybe that'll be what it takes to win. I mean, and also, not to mention, he's the 5th ever user of the Kamehameha. Now getting up there with Jackie, Roshi, Goku, and Yamcha.
Which
we now
does
have a 5th fighter.
Does mean every current Turtle Hermit trainee and Turtle Hermit linked person knows how to do it.
Yeah.
That we've had a chance to see do it.
Yeah. And obviously, Jackie says, man, if he had just trained a little bit harder on that, he would have been...
kills him.
He could probably turn him to dust. But we don't need that at this moment. We just need Krillin to be GOAT. And I'll tell you what, Krillin, he's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. 6-star Dragon Ball in my heart right there. Mr. Krillin. Oh, man, it's so... These episodes just make me so happy. I'm over here cheesing like a buffoon.
These episodes are for the Krillin lovers.
And #1 Krillin fan in the world over here. You'll never catch me lacking on Krillin over here. I love me some Krillin. But let's move on from him for a moment, even though there's not a whole lot going on. I thought it was silly with the Oolong cheerleader squad. That was a pretty fun little gag. I don't care if it was added for the anime. That was fun. He's like, they need our help, so let's all cheer for him.
Especially how committed he was, too. That's a fun one.
Yeah, Krillin was fully committed to the bit. Or Oolong was fully committed to the bit.
Yeah.
But they're trying to get food beforehand, and that guy's just completely burnt to a crisp underneath all those bandages. I thought they brought bandages back from the dead. It was what I thought had happened there for a minute.
Yeah, I thought
Fortune teller's Bob was like, "I'm going to bring my third fighter into this ring. We're going to try to win on some things."
He's like, nope, he got burned by the Dodon right here.
Yeah, which this was a point of contention for me going into this episode. It was called the Dodon Wave, and when I said it last week, or earlier this evening for you, Jesse, behind the counter here, but for you guys last week, when I said Dodon Wave, I was like, Dodon, that sounds familiar. I just had totally forgotten that was the name of Tao's thing. But they call it the Ray, they call it the Wave, back and forth throughout these episodes.
It seems like he says Ray when he's just like, it's just firing a beam, because Tao doesn't really charge it up when he uses it.
Yeah, he just uses
the singular the Ray, one. So, but then when he kind of, I know what a spirit bomb is. When he kind of spirit bomb charges it up and then releases it, it's a wave. When he goes to try to vaporize Krillin when he's trying to do the Kamehameha.
But that's when I was like, oh right, that's why it sounds familiar, because then Goku's like, the Dodon Ray, that's like what Tao used. And then Tien's like, how do you know the name? Like it's Batman vs. Martha, save her. But then Tien being like, that was the greatest man I ever knew.
Like, if that's the greatest man you ever knew, there's no wonder why you're such a jerk.
No wonder you're so messed up. Mercenary Tao, he's the glowing light, the idol for you in this world. If only I could just be a little more like him. He was so great.
If only I could just be a little bit more like him, I could get paid to kill people.
But then we get flashback time, because then the fight continues, but it's not really much of a fight at this point. It's just Krillin rolling around the ground avoiding Chiatsu's Dodon Rays.
And
so
realizing I can't keep fighting like this.
So then Tien just kind of walks around and talks to Shin about it, and then Shin's like, oh yes, I remember Tao.
Kill!
Yeah.
Dude, you killed my brother.
Well, before he does that, we get the flashback where he's, this is where we got the flashback where Goku tells him, like, what happened. The flashback is in actually the second episode where we get to see all that.
Yeah, so the first episode, is when Tien comes over and Goku's like, yeah, this is how I know Tao. I killed him.
Yeah.
And Tien's like, you really killed Tao? I was like, yeah, how long ago was it? About 3 years?
Yeah, and this is where Jesse was like, yeah, I killed him. Like, it wasn't on purpose, he I was going to let him go. He threw a grenade at me.
It was like, yeah, I killed him before my recent training arc, so I definitely, I could definitely easily have beaten him without, just knocked him out without killing him, but I wasn't quite strong enough back then.
Yeah, and this was where I wrote, this is when Tien walks out and talks to Shin. Yeah, we don't get the flashback until the next episode.
So he walks away, and then as he's walking away, Jackie's like, I don't know if you know what you did, Goku. And Goku's like, why? I was like, well, because Tao is Shin's younger brother. And you're like, what? And
I wrote down, bet you didn't see that coming, because I wanted to let Jesse go on this one. This is yours to
that's an insanely fun little reveal where it's like, oh, now he because originally he was just like toying with them because it's like, well, I want to embarrass Roshi, but now he's like, I want to kill you because you killed my brother.
Yeah, and then in the second episode we find out they might not have been on the best talking terms, but brother is still brother,
They might not have been on the best talking terms, so that probably makes it hurt worse. There's nothing that can make you hurt worse than
your last words being to somebody I hate you, or whatever.
like your last words being in anger or hate.
Yeah,
before someone goes and passes away somehow, whether it's.
And usually by a grenade kicked into his face.
Usually in those situations, if that's happening to you in real life, they usually go out in a really tragic way too.
Yeah.
So it's just double.
Painful. Like getting a grenade kicked into your face that you threw at somebody.
Yeah, while jumping away because you fake surrendered.
Yeah.
Had a child.
And that before we get all the way to Shin's thoughts on Tao and stuff, to finish the first episode. I wrote down, it just really feels like Chiatsu is like when you're playing zombies with somebody and they just keep getting the ray gun out of the mystery box. And they're just like, this is so much fun. And you're over here like, I can't get a gun. I'm just knifing. And like that's what Krillin feels like.
He's got an M1.
Yeah,
He's got a carbine.
Yeah, Krillin's just running around with like his pistol and a knife, just trying to survive, while Chiatsu's like, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, just like blasting. Anyways, I started blasting.
Yeah, straight up. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, he's just up in the air, just like shooting ray gun.
Yeah.
I also thought the reveal, like the first time I watched this, was really good. Before we,
it's really well done. Like because
you don't really see it coming.
Because you do personally feel like Tao's just the villain of the week. In a way.
Like the villain of like the second half of the arc or whatever. You know?
Yeah, he's just like, okay, this is the new person Goku has to surpass in power level.
It's in the middle of the Red Ribbon Army saga. He's already beaten like the other soldiers. It's like, well, we got to bring in somebody that's not one of the soldiers because he's so strong, you know.
Yeah.
And they do the whole power scaling thing where he beats up the last bad guy really easily to make him look tough. It's like all that kind of stuff. They just set them up like that, and then to come to find out now he's funneling the vitriol towards Goku from the grave.
Now he's like an extremely important plot point.
Yeah.
In the story, and it's like, oh no, like this is gonna be that's a great way to do that.
It makes it tougher because now
it's like when you're playing D&D and like you make a choice in like the 5th session, and then it's like, oh yeah, in the 50th session, the choice you made right there is now gonna bite you in the butt because you like you either killed somebody, and it's like this where like someone close to them comes back for revenge, or you spared somebody and now they're coming back even stronger to kill you.
Yeah.
It's those types of situations where it's like, oh yeah, like, I almost forgot about you. What's your name, Steven? It's like, I'm gonna kill you.
I've been training. It's like, it reminds me of the Adventure Zone where Barry Blue Jeans just keeps popping back up, and it's just like a random guy from the first arc of their first thing, and he like eventually, like as they keep going, like they do other stories with like different characters and stuff, and he just becomes like an interdimensional being that floats, like just shows up in random other stories. It's like there's a guy over there and he's just wearing blue jeans and a white collared shirt, and they walk up and they're like, what's your name? And he's like, my name's Barry. And they're like, oh gosh dang it. But that's a total side tangent.
His blue jeans are very blue.
Yeah,
he's a Barry Blue Jeans.
Yeah. And then, but that leads us to our next episode. We get the nice move from Krillin where he starts jumping around. Like, he's like, wait a minute, he couldn't remember lefts and rights. This is where he starts putting together the plan of how he's going to win this fight.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, what if I just start jumping around all crazy too fast? He won't be able to know he'll have to think about his left and rights, and like in case somebody yells it to him, and I'll be able to get the upper hand. And that's why he's the GOAT. And then we jump forward. We get the Dodon wave getting super powerful. And Krillin's like, well, I mean, Yamcha's the weakest one of us. And he can use the Kamehameha. I can use the Kamehameha. And this is where we get our 5th user of Kamehameha.
And Jackie's like, no, God, Krillin, you're too weak.
Krillin, you can't.
Apparently he knows about the training, so I guess him and Roshi talk.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. You think Jackie's going to show up without a scouting report on whose competition's going to be?
Yeah.
He obviously knows all about the crane stuff, too. It's weird that Shin doesn't recognize him, though. You would think that, like, Roshi and Jackie being so close, like, Shin would recognize him. But
it also seems like Shin doesn't really see Roshi unless, like, they're entering a tournament together.
That is true. Like, ever since whatever happened in the past between these two, they don't really talk.
Which I'm sure will be revealed in time why they, like, fell apart and made their own places and whatever.
Yeah. But, then I'm like, man, Chiatsu's just cheating. Because, he starts using, like, the paralysis, like, tummy ache power. Yeah. And I'm like, come on, this is just cheating.
Come on.
Come on, let's throw some fists.
Technically, he's not using a weapon, so everything's legal.
No, I understand, but it's the ethics of it is like, man, y'all are cheating. Later on, like way later on, and like
Now you just sounded like the Germans in World War One when the U.S. came over with shotguns. Like, what? How are we supposed to fight in trenches when they got a trench gun and just they're just pumping us?
Yeah.
They're pumping around the corner.
No,
By the way, that's a funny actual like historical fact.
I know
you
about
can flex.
that.
I'm talking to the viewers. I'm talking to the listeners. It's like it's a funny actual like historical fact you can flex to like your teacher. Like, yeah, like I know the Germans started complaining about shotguns because the U.S. were too good at using them.
Yeah, but for me, it's just like later on in the shows when we get to more tournament sagas, because obviously this is Dragon Ball, we're going to do tournaments, even in Dragon Ball Z or beyond. They start banning like the use of like beams and stuff. Like it's like the characters all sit around and they're like, this is not going to be fun for us if we nuke the entire stadium. So let's like not, you know,
just fisticuffs,
just punches and kicks and flying. We'll allow flying, but like no beams, no Kamehamehas, no Dodons, no special whatever the heck you want to call them.
Yeah.
You know? We're not using any of those. We are just going straight hands and fists and legs, headbutts if you have to.
Yeah.
Which I think, you know, that should become a running thing for the whole tournaments. Tournament standards need to be like, no crazy mystical stuff.
No crazy abilities that can like instantly kill your opponent if they're not prepared.
Yeah, because like Chiatsu could have absolutely killed that guy. Like the mysterious burnt person. He could have completely killed him. I mean, he basically ruined his entire life. He's burnt to a crisp underneath there.
Yeah.
But like what are we talking about here? Like, that guy was probably just like a boxer. He's walking in. Are you ready to fight? Marsha Q won't fight. I'll give him a... Oh, my God!
I'm melting!
It's Rocky Balboa. Like, I'll give him a fight. Oh, no. What is going on?
Yeah. It is pretty egregious. But it also gives you an insight into, like... Again, another thing of, like, the Shin, like, the Crane Gang, you just ruthless.
Yeah. And then we get, I'm spoiling it, the worst part of this episode for me is the Krillin gets knocked out of the ring and you're like, what the heck? And then Yamcha wakes up, oh my gosh, it was a nightmare. Oh, okay. And it's like, what are we?
And then we flash
it's right out of the swap, out of the transition, out of the break. It's like, what are we doing? What is this?
Why, we didn't even need that.
That was so... okay, rant time. It was completely unnecessary and a bogus thing. Because, like, going into it, it's, like, they still seem like Krillin is on the ropes, but he's not out of it. Yeah. And just to, like, cut to such an anticlimactic ending, like, doesn't make any sense. You're sitting there like, what did I miss?
Like, on the one...
And then, like, before you even have a chance to say, what did I miss, Yamcha wakes up and is like, oh, it's just a nightmare.
It's like, if you're kind of watching and super invested... It's more annoying than it is funny when it's supposed to be meant like a haha funny hot pump faked you. Yeah. It's like, no, like why would you waste like 2 minutes of animation time?
Yeah. What are we doing? And
like he lost.
The thing is the way Chiatsu gets knocked out later on, it's like almost 1-for-1 frames. Like it's just like they recolored Krillin into Chiatsu. Like they just replaced the character.
This would be a really
model.
funny joke if we did it.
Like that's what it is. And it's like, why did you even why are we doing it? This is far and away the worst part of the tournament saga so far is that fake out. It's like, what are we doing?
It's like we can get past the little perv moments.
Yeah,
we can get past like the useless, pointless, dumb flashbacks.
Yeah, but why?
You don't need the fake out.
Yeah, just the fight is already...
You don't need Incineroar fake out. Yeah. Intimidate.
We're already invested in this fight because, like, Krillin's on the ropes. What's going to happen? We don't need to see Krillin, like, get knocked out of the ring and then turn around and it's like, oh, it was just a nightmare. We're good.
Thank goodness that didn't happen, right?
Which, I mean, I guess to be fair to these people, we have a similar thing at one point with Bulma. Like, in the filler episodes.
Yeah.
Where, like, Bulma just wakes up from a nightmare. Where it's like, oh my god, what was that? I saw Goku down, like, getting a tree dropped on him or whatever, you know?
But that actually happened!
Yeah. But it's like...
It's like a premonition of, like, what's happening.
Yeah.
Or, like, a vision of what's happening. Premonition is a prediction for the future.
I really am just like, what are we doing? It's
such a waste of time for, like... a funny, I guess it's supposed to be kind of like funny joke pump fake moment.
Yeah.
That just doesn't land the way it's supposed to. Now, it might land for some other people.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just, because we complained about the pacing last episode about, like, I forget 100% what we were complaining about. My brain's fried.
No, you're good.
But it's like, we complained about the pacing on some of the stuff over there.
Yeah.
And it's like, this completely breaks up the pacing of the episode, because now you're just like...
Yeah, because now we're like, literally I'd miss, like, the next minute or so of the show, because I'm just sitting there like, what the heck was that? You know? I mean, we don't miss much, it's just back and forth with the fighting stuff again. But it is like, what the heck?
You're just shell-shocked for a second.
Yeah,
it's like, why was that there?
Yeah, it's like, why was it there? What was it supposed to be? What were you thinking about putting it there? It's far and away the worst part of these episodes, in my opinion.
It's an easy pick. It's such an easy pick.
But then we get to my favorite part, and it's math lessons with Krillin.
Math lessons with Krillin, because he realized Chiatsu might have him in a few different categories. We know he doesn't have him in intelligence.
Yeah, like maybe Chiatsu seems to be one of those like that like floats by on pure skill alone. Like that's the kind of archetype for his character.
Yeah.
Where it's just I'm gonna float by on just pure skill. Like I'm so much more skilled than everyone else I run across that like I can just do whatever I want and nobody can stop me because I'm just that skilled. Meanwhile, Krillin has had to, like, you know, he started out at the bottom of the Orin Temple. He's been looking up to Goku this whole time. He probably feels, to a certain extent, that, like, Yamcha has passed him.
Yeah.
And so he's had to, like, you know, beg, borrow, and steal to get everything he can possibly get, find every possible advantage he could have. And to see him be able to, like, figure out the line to get through this fight and win it's so good. I love Krillin, and I love his character where like you can just see yourself as Krillin as like, yeah, you're playing it like you're cocky and that you're good, but you can definitely tell like the crippling, like I don't know if I'm supposed to be here.
The inferiority, like the fear of inferiority.
Yeah, and like maybe even a bit of imposter syndrome from how the last tournament went, where he was literally probably the third best fighter in the tournament. He sees these two new people show up. He sees Yamcha has gotten better. He knows he's gotten better, but is it enough to keep him where he was at? You know,
keep him in a top 4 position.
Yeah, and so for him, it's just and to like for him to like really lock in and get past Chiatsu. It really feels good, and it's like vindicating as a Krillin fan, and as a person who like really loves this character to see like the pure grit and determination to push through that fight and get there, And then later we get the fun cutaway to like the math time with Shin, where Shin's like, I can't believe I have to do this. What is 2 + 2? Don't use your fingers, you dummy. Chiatsu, don't use your fingers. And, like, yeah. And we also got back to, like, them all telling Yamcha what happened because Yamcha's all laid up in bed.
Yamcha's like, oh, good, he won. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm glad we got another win. We're 1-1 Turtle versus Crane. Which, who knows how the tournament will end up at,
Yeah. I'm sad my bracket busted.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have faith in Krillin. I'm sorry about that.
That's what you get. You have little faith.
It just felt like, they're just going to let both of the Cranes get to the semifinals.
Yeah.
But I guess it also makes sense to have one Crane in the semifinal. Actually, no. No, because I'll have...
Because this way you're guaranteed to have one Turtle in the final.
Yeah.
Because either, like you're guaranteed, we can almost assume that even no matter how strong Jackie is, like he's not going to get through Tien on a mission.
Yeah.
But this way, even if Goku, and this is assuming Goku beats Pampa, like we can't overlook the 1/16 matchup here.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't think I don't think Goku's prime Purdue choker. So let's
yeah. But
I guess we should say prime Virginia choker because that was actually no, I'll say Purdue because Purdue should have. You're playing against. Sorry, I'm gonna rant about some college basketball. You're playing against the shortest team in the country, the literal shortest team in the country, with the tallest average team in the country, and you don't only get beat, but I think they either got out rebounded or they only out rebounded them by like 2. Like, the
Yeah.
rebounding margin was, like, 2. It's like, you're stupid. No, but anyways. But yeah, it's
Yeah. But anyways, like this
Sorry.
is us assuming that Goku's gonna win his first matchup. We haven't seen that yet, but let's just assume that Goku wins. You're guaranteed to get one turtle in the finale, and we can also kind of assume that Tien will figure out a way to get past Jackie in some way.
we assume it's going to be a Tien Goku matchup because
But it could be Tien Krillin.
I respect Krillin a lot. I also feel like bad for discounting him in this matchup. But I don't think there's a realm or universe unless Goku just like gets poisoned, which it seems is impossible to really do to him. Like unless Goku throws the match for Krillin, Goku is going to be in the final. Especially now that Goku is also on a mission to meet Tien in the final.
That is true. He is on a mission. But you know what missions can change? When Krillin shows up to the match.
Yeah.
My boy K. Krillin.
In Before Tournament has a really sad time because Krillin lost.
But you know, I love so then before we get there, we've been talking about this grudge match that's going to be taking place in the finale. We haven't told people why there's a grudge match happening in the finale.
We alluded to it in recap.
Yeah, but so Shin sneaks out that night to assassinate Goku.
But he doesn't realize he is caught by Tien sneaking out.
Yeah, and this is the thing I wrote down.
Which is a big point of what's about to happen.
Yeah, which I love that Tien's third eye opened first.
Yeah,
like I thought that was cool.
That was a nice.
His third eye was open. He heard what was happening.
Yeah, third eye is there to improve passive perception.
Yeah, and so
it's like if he's a D&D character, he gets a free +5 to his passive.
Yeah, so he's able to hear it, and he tails behind Shin. Shin doesn't know that he's tailing behind him. But he does take time to fully get dressed first, so that he's fully in crane regalia,
tip-top shape.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as, the animators don't want to make an entire new
character.
They don't have to make an entire new clothing,
character
clothing
model or whatever.
Character model with new clothes to make the fight happen, to stop the fight or whatever.
But Shin breaks into Goku, Roshi, and Krillin's hotel room or whatever.
I assume Yamcha probably would have been in there too if he wasn't in the hospital.
Yeah, because I think we saw it before that we didn't ever really. I don't think we ever saw where Oolong and Turtle were sleeping, but it was Launch and Bulma have their own room, and then Roshi and the boys have their own room.
Yeah,
and then Oolong and Turtle are just wherever. They're in the bathroom.
Oolong, Turtle, and
put the animals in the pen.
Puar is on the bathroom.
Yeah. Well, Puar just sleeps is always around Yamcha, so
probably sleeping with Yamcha.
Yeah. But they're all asleep, and Shin breaks in and goes right after Goku to kill him, in cold blood.
Yeah.
He's like, "This is for my brother."
Luckily, Goku, just being Goku,
rolls out of the
way just in time.
Yeah.
And then everyone wakes up and it's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And Roshi falls out of bed and they all start running off.
Yeah, and then Shin takes off, and Krillin and Goku track him down, and they're about to do some move from a game that Roshi taught them once, which I would have loved to have seen whatever that was. I don't know what it was, but it seemed like
probably a training game.
It seemed like ping pong was what they're going for. It's like, I'm
You're
going
kick
first.
Back and forth.
I'll kick him to you. You'll kick him to me. We'll just have fun. We'll juggle him like it's Smash Bros.
Yep.
But then Tien drops in just in time to be the voice of reason.
As Goku and Shin are going to
they're about to hit each other.
Start a knockdown drag out in the middle of the streets at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Tien shows up and is like, "No, we have to finish this. We have to settle this in the ring like men.
Tao deserves better than this.
Yeah.
The vengeance cannot just be on Goku. It also needs to be on Roshi. We need to.
Roshi obviously put him up to killing Tao. I'm like, no, he did not.
No, Goku was just on his own.
I love the amount of times people assume about things that Goku's doing and stuff.
Yeah, and I also enjoy that Goku tells him I didn't want to kill him. He forced my hand. It was either kill or be killed, and I ain't gonna die.
Yeah,
and Shin's I don't give a crap about that.
Neither one of us is gonna sit here and surrender, given the circumstances that was going on.
He faked a surrender and then threw a grenade at me. At that point, it is time for him to die. Yeah. And Shin's I don't give a crap what your reasoning is. You killed my brother and prepare to die.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah, which again, based, fair. it's just like that's just a cool way of thinking about it. Like Shin is a villain; he doesn't care about that. And then we had one good line where it was like, I'm gonna get to the finale, and we're gonna fight for Tao. And Goku's like, no, I'm gonna get to the finale, but it's for Yamcha. And he's like, whatever it takes to get you there.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Yeah, whatever it takes to get you there. And it made us crack up because we're just like, it's like Shin's like, or Tien's like, I don't have time for your nonsense. Whatever. Anyways, you woke me up. I'm cranky. I'm going to bed.
However it's gonna work, I don't care.
Yeah, just make it there so I can kick your butt.
Yeah.
But let's jump into our predictions, Jesse, from last week. Unless you have anything else to talk about.
No, I think I got all my predictions wrong actually this week.
You had Goku and Chiatsu winning in their matches this episode.
And Goku didn't even fight yet.
Yeah, Goku did not get to fight.
And Chiatsu lost.
Yeah, shouldn't have bet against the gaffer, you know.
And I think for the countdown thing, it was something to do with Goku, so it doesn't even work out either.
Yeah, you said the Dodon Ray was Chiatsu's secret weapon. That one is true.
I did get that one right. Yeah.
But then the judge counting error problem was going to be during Goku's thing because you said maybe Goku gets knocked out or gets put to sleep or something, and the counting doesn't take place the way it's supposed to.
But actually, the counting error was just Chiatsu's dumb. And
Chiatsu has an error in his ability to count.
Yep.
So with that, Jesse, your bracket did bust because you bet against the boy. You shouldn't bet against the boy.
I should have known that they would probably advance him again because he advanced in the first tournament.
Yeah, you imagine how psychologically messed up he would be if he gets knocked out. Yeah, after he would be so deflated.
Yeah.
You know? At least now he can at least say he made it to the same round he made it to last year, and he just got unlucky twice. You know.
Yeah.
But Jesse, looking for predictions for next week, we have episode 92. Goku enters the ring, and we have episode 93, Tien Shinhan versus Jackie Chun.
Yeah, I think Goku wins pretty handedly. Actually, you know what? Pompa probably does put up a decent fight, but Goku, I think it's more of a similar to the Jackie Man-Wolf fight, where he's just filling out how hard he's got to go. Because he knows the next couple opponents he's got.
He's got to conserve some energy a little bit.
He's going to have to fight them pretty well.
Yeah.
Because him and Krillin are going to have a good scuffle, and then whoever he faces in the final, if he beats Krillin, is going to give him a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
But it is something where he's going to win pretty handily. Pump Up might not even get more than 5 hits in.
Yeah. Okay. And then what about Tien versus Jackie is the name of the next episode?
I think this is going to cut off as a 2-episode fight.
2-episode fight on the second one.
Which sucks because that means we won't finish the episode. We won't finish the fight.
Yeah.
On the next episode.
Yeah, that will kind of suck, but we gotta have to do what we gotta do, you know.
But it just seems like every fight from here on out is probably going to be at least an episode and a half.
Yeah.
You know. So, outside of the next one.
Yeah, I do feel like Goku is probably going to wrap his up in one. I know we've been saying it, presumably, if he wins, there's no way Pomput's going to be able to beat Goku. Let's be real here. They haven't focused on him for 1 millisecond of this.
The only times they focused on him was making him draw the number. And when he walked in, the girls complimented him. Yeah, the girls complimented him.
There's no way this guy's this guy this is
especially looking at how he's dressed and what he wears. This man is purely just I'm gonna get up close, I'm gonna punch you.
Yeah, he looks like he's a jiu-jitsu fighter or whatever. You know, it's no.
It's he's not even probably going to be if there's anything he can keep up with Goku in, it's the speed, and it's because Goku's holding back.
Yeah. So Jesse, worst part, easy. The fake out.
The stupid fake out. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna make you pick another one. That's easily.
I don't think there's anything else I could feasibly pick because everything else, every other part of both these episodes, were pretty good.
Yeah. Speaking of, the best part is that's why he's a goat. Krillin. Woo!
I think the best part is, for me, I'm gonna let you keep Krillin.
No, I'm not taking all of Krillin because that's both episodes. It's just anytime Krillin's on screen is the best part.
Because I'm actually going to take seeing that Tien actually respects like the tournament. He's like, no, this has got to be finished in the arena.
Yeah.
Like, we got to do this in the arena.
And the
not
way-
letting Shin just Goku fight in the street.
We did kind of overlook it, but I did have thoughts on it. It feels like he's telling Shin what he needs to tell Shin to make him back off in that moment.
Yeah.
But it's really just he wants to fight Goku in the ring.
Yeah.
Like, he wants there to be rules. He wants the fanfare. He wants to be named champion.
Yeah.
And he wants it to happen the way it's supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But he's telling Shin, like, no, it would be more sweet if I kill him in the ring. You know?
I just find it nice to like see.
Yeah, and him being the voice of reason in that moment, like while his like master's like on edge, is really nice.
Yeah.
But obviously my best part, I just got to pick a Krillin part. Honorable mention to all the other Krillin parts I don't pick. But for me, the best part is Krillin like doing the Kamehameha and jumping it up in the air and like being able to hit Chaitzu like dead on with it is just great. And it just shows like how far along he's came in his journey. Because the first time he saw Goku use it, he's like, "That's impossible." Like only.
How am I ever going to learn how to do that?
Yeah, and it's like now we're 3 years later, and he knows how to do it.
Yeah.
And it just that makes me happy.
3 to 3.5 years later, give or take,
Ish.
however you see time frame goes.
Yeah, but
The
it's
first
about
time
3 years.
the first time he sees Goku use it is against the car.
That is true. Yeah.
So that was a little while ago.
But yeah, so that's my
Maybe like
best
4
part.
years ago.
And Jesse, do you have anything else you want to bring up in this episode?
I mean, not really. I mean, it's just like these episodes are good. I'm loving this tournament arc. I'm gonna go as far as say better than the first one, which it should be. It's the second one.
Yeah, it built.
Your tournament arc should always be better than the last, or else they get really bland and boring.
Yeah, well, I mean, the way you think about it is like the first one, we got introduced to some new characters, but it really was just we were watching, Krillin, Goku, Yamcha, and then oh my gosh, there's a new character named Jackie who seems really important. So those are our 4 main ones. We added 2 new ones that are rivals with backstories and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we have a couple of joke fighters thrown in there. You can't have all 8 be named characters this early on. We don't have enough named characters,
Yeah.
It'd be weird to bring like Ader in or something,
Especially because he's a pacifist.
Silver could come back for one of these.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be fun. Like Silver's like, I survived. But
I am here.
yeah, like it is building on the first tournament saga, and it's building on a little bit of the stuff we've gotten beforehand, like leading up to this. And I'm a sucker for tournaments. We say it about every time we talk about these tournaments, but we're suckers for tournaments, and it's really good.
We are people who are like just love watching fighting animes.
Yeah.
Like I love Jujutsu Kaisen. It's really
Yeah.
fun. I just re-binged all the way through Solo Leveling.
Yeah.
Because I finally got Crunchyroll back, so I was able to actually sit down and watch it again. It's been about a year since I watched it. Basically, been about since the episodes are coming out last year that I watched it.
Yeah.
So this is just the type of stuff we love. We love My Hero. That's like the first one I got you hooked on with.
Yeah.
Like I recommended that to you. I sadly haven't finished it yet.
I said I looked at him and I said I ain't into that nerd stuff, and then
I was like, just watch.
you're like, just give it one episode. And after the end of the first episode, I texted him. I was like, dang it. And then that led us to watching all this and led us to here. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, if I didn't do that, we wouldn't have this podcast.
yeah, because
so,
I had always I'd watched some beforehand, but after watching My Hero, I was like, what should I watch next? Well, let's start with like the number one anime,
like the number one
recognized,
recognized and recommended thing ever, which is obviously this right here.
And I literally opened up the first episode of Dragon Ball Z, and like from what I understand, like a lot of people just start with Dragon Ball Z, but I started that episode and I was like, who the heck are these people? They don't explain Jack Dilly's squat about who any of these characters are, and so I was like, I gotta get some backstory on these.
Then you found out there was backstory because you came in.
Yeah, then I went back to Dragon Ball.
I have to say, I like there's stuff where you can just be like, I just skip like the first series because the first series sucks, or like it gets really good at this point in time. I'm always the type of person who's like, I'm committed from the beginning, because I know people are like, well, skip the first season of The Office, or skip the first season of Always Sunny, because you want to get to
the part where they have their footing a bit.
Because honestly, when Danny DeVito joins the Always Sunny, that's when it gets real fun. Yeah. Obviously, there's kids in the audience that please don't let them watch that.
Yeah,
that is not a show kids.
Yeah, that's not a kid show.
Arguably, I was right at the edge of being old enough to watch that, because I started watching that about 17, 18 years old.
Yeah, but
But it's I've always want to start at the very beginning, because I do think truly it's fun to go on the adventure and see everything get better and better.
Yeah. But especially with like Dragon Ball Z, a lot of people tell me that like when I've talked to people, they just started with Z, and it's like I tried that, and I watched like the first 2 episodes, and I was like, they don't explain anything about like who Goku is. There's another character that we meet later on in Dragon Ball that is there. It's like, why are these people so angry at each other? Like, what is going on? Like, I thought I knew these people, and I don't. And so like, then going back to watch Dragon Ball and being able to understand what's going on going into that Dragon Ball Z, because it almost is like a straight continuation.
Yeah, the only argument I will give for that is a lot of people who got hooked on Dragon Ball Z first were kids in our like age bracket.
Yeah.
That just kind of turned on Toonami, and that was what they were watching.
Yeah.
That's what was showing. So you just started watching from that point on.
Yeah.
And then now that we're into like more recent years and stuff, like now we can sit down and watch things.
Yeah. Yeah, streaming services definitely made it a lot easier for everyone to go back and watch the shows, especially stuff that they missed. That might be the only positive that they bring. But in general, like, I do agree with you on that. And especially because, like, I was 5, you were 1 when, like, Dragon Ball was airing originally on, like, over here in America.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way we were catching that, you know? So, yeah, definitely getting some, like, being able to go back and watch it, you know. I just thought I would start with Z was the whole point there, but going back and rewatching it, it makes a lot of sense to, you should probably start with Dragon Ball. At least, like, the last couple of, like, sagas, if you don't want to start in the beginning, because it just hard cuts to the next thing, and you're just kind of caught off guard. But, you know, we're here to help you with, you know, keeping caught up with all the other sagas. So we're about, you know, a little over 3/4 of the way through the sagas. Like, Tien is the second or the third to last saga. So
yeah,
the Tien saga is like the third to last.
Oh, this is the saga we're in now?
Yeah, the one we're in now is the third to last saga of Dragon Ball.
But I didn't realize it was called Tien.
Yeah, it's called the Tien Shinhan saga. We said that. Yeah, remember we said that.
My brain's
because you said that there's no way Tien could be the 3-eyed guy because that name's too cool for him. Was your legit quote. But with that, we'd like to say thank you guys for listening to us. You can follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, and on TikTok at Becoming Saiyans Pod. You can also email us at becomingsaiyans@gmail.com. Also, love to take a little bit of moment of your time to say download, subscribe, rate, and review. It really does help us out here. But until next week, I've been Truman.
And I've been Jesse.
And the journey continues.
Bye.